Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day in the month of October. It picks a movie and they discuss it. Today we're talking about the 2002 film The Ring, which was directed by Gore Verbinski. I am your co-host Alec.
I'm Eric, and with us today is another spooky guest, Zach Simpson. Zach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Zach, so did you choose this movie or did this movie choose you?
Okay, so I watched the tape. Well, this is the first time I watched the tape. I saw this movie when it first came out in the theaters, and it scared the shit out of me. All right, I went to the theater. I didn't even watch the tape in the theater. I turned my head. I was looking at my friends to the left of me. Scared the shit out of me. So this movie kind of picked me. It was interesting because it really did scare the shit out of me. I got home that night after the movie theater. I think it was like 9 o'clock. Nobody's home. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm kind of terrified. I'm going to watch some TV. Turn the TV on, and then, I don't know, man, out of nowhere, the TV literally went static.
Oh,
And
no.
yeah, I was like, oh, hell no. No, this can't be happening right now. And then the phone rings. I'm like, fuck no, man. I'm not answering that phone. I know I've seen this movie. It's not happening. I let the phone go to voicemail. It was my mom checking in on me, but
How old were you in 2002? Were you 12 or 13?
dude, I was 13, man.
13? Damn.
18 years ago? Holy shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, this one hit me in the gut
Yeah.
when I was like, how old is this? 18 years old? I was like, oh no.
Yeah, this
Oh
was
no.
definitive when we were in middle school. Like, this was the movie.
Like it was still VHS then.
Yeah.
Well, I guess really quick, Zach, I'm glad you told us your experience with The Ring, but you and I, we've known each other since we were like just as long as we've known Eric. I mean, since I was 5 or 6 years old.
5 years, I think. 5 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've known we've known each other for about 25 years now. So we've watched a lot of scary movies together growing up. And I'll never forget one thing that always stuck out to me about you is your mom did not like you watching horror movies.
Yo, my mom wouldn't even let me watch Goosebumps.
I know.
And, or even Hocus Pocus. Like, I couldn't even say the name Hocus Pocus, and she would freak out on me and start reciting Bible verses at me, being like, "That's the devil's work. Stop that."
Oh, you're hanging out with Alec. That's oof.
You would come over my house and you'd be like, "Hey man, can we watch Harry Potter?" I'd be like, "Why?"
Dude,
like,
I know.
Let me watch it. I'd be like, "All right, yeah, let's watch it."
Oh my god, dude, I forgot. Yeah, even Harry Potter, man. She thought that was the devil's work, and I'm just like, "Ma, he's a wizard."
Yeah. He's a wizard, Mom.
He's just cool.
10-year-old Alex like, hey Zach, come over. I got the Exorcist extended director's cut.
Yeah, I've got
we
the
can watch it.
rated version. You're like,
dude.
"Okay."
I think I did watch it with you, and that was the first time I ever watched The Exorcist. And I don't know if you remember this, Alec, but do you remember your Annabelle doll?
Dude, we had it was like a Raggedy Ann doll, right?
The Raggedy Ann, yes, that's what. Do you remember that?
Dude, yeah.
Dude, we thought that shit was possessed. And
Dude.
we went out into his backyard and dug a hole out and threw pretend holy water on it.
Oh my god, you guys.
Dude, we got a safe. We got a safe.
That's right.
And we put it in the safe. It was a Raggedy Ann doll. We put it in the safe and buried it in my backyard.
Is it still there?
I don't know.
I bet you any money, man. You go back there.
You should go back.
Just go up to his mom's house and just start digging in the backyard.
Where is it? Where is it? I'll go next time I'm in Avon.
It's so if you're looking straight at his house, in the back and off to the right a little bit. It's midway between the house and the woods.
Okay, I know a good prank when I smell one. Just imagine
My mom listens to these, so I'm sure she's gonna be like, "Great, Eric will go."
Right?
Hey, I just want to dig something up in the backyard. It's not weird or anything.
I did.
Yeah, this is but I guess back to the movie a little bit. So Eric, so you saw this in theaters too, Eric?
I didn't see it in theaters. No, I saw this I think on VHS. And the VHS starts with the Ring tape. It starts with it and then it goes into previews and then you watch The Ring when it starts. I watched that version.
Oh shit.
But it freaked me out. I mean, now I watch it, I'm like, where's the Blu-ray,
Yep. I was actually a little bored this time around. I was really expecting it to, because it hit me so hard as a child. I was really expecting it to scare me again. But I was just like, huh, Okay, kind of slow moving.
I feel like this has a small shelf life where right at the time it came out, VHSs were dying
Mm.
and YouTube was becoming a thing. And I remember being on AIM and people would send me like the Ring clip. It's like, you have to pass this on to the next person or you're going to die. And like, yeah, I passed it along, but
Yeah,
It's long. I forgot how long it is.
over 2
it is
hours.
very long. Let me just say one thing too, real
Yeah.
quick. It took me 5 tries to watch this movie for this podcast. I got 2 kids, all right?
Oh, no.
One, he'll go to bed and then wake up like 2 hours later and be like, Daddy. And
Pulled an all-nighter watching The
it's
Ring.
creepy too because he's got long hair and it gets all poofy and crazy after he showers and goes and lays
Oh
in
my
bed.
God,
So
dude.
he just comes running around the corner in the dark, and it's just like, I don't know. I think of like Chucky, like chasing you. He's got that movement. And he just comes running around, Daddy. I'm like, oh God. All right. Well, I'm gonna pause this. So I pause the movie, go put him to bed, and then I go back out. And then by that time, it's like midnight, and I'm exhausted from work and just dealing with the kids all day. So I fall asleep. I'm like, damn it. And then that happened a few times. And then I finally have a night. Tina put the kids to bed. I got no distractions. I'm like halfway through this movie, and it's snowing where I am right now.
That's
And
wild. You're in Fairbanks, Alaska right now, right?
I am. We've had snow for about a week and a half now.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, we had a power outage. I'm like, are you kidding me? The one night I have free to watch this damn movie.
You're living in the ring. You've got
Dude, I am. And then so I think by the end, when I finally had a chance to watch it, I was just so exhausted from trying to watch it so many times that I was just like, oh my God, finally. Plus I
Eric,
watched the free version on Amazon, so I had commercials and shit too.
I
had
did the commercials too.
dude,
I
I
did
had
the
commercials too. Every single one was a Trump campaign one. Every single one, dude.
I had a lot of Charmin commercials. It's like, my hiney's clean.
I don't even
Okay,
remember.
and it really kind of takes you out of the mood of the ring.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was the one part, towards the end when Noah gets killed by her.
Yeah,
Right when Samara like projects and jumps right in front of him, it immediately cut to a commercial there. It was just like Joe Biden, blah blah blah. Joe Biden, blah blah blah. It's like, and I was just like, come on, like I just want to watch this movie.
it's with for wet jet. You know, you do it right to the first.
Yeah, it
Stop.
definitely don't watch this with commercials. It ruins.
It really takes you out of it.
It does.
Because then you get up and then you come back like, well, I got to rewind it again. You rewind it, but then you got to watch the commercials again because you effed up the remote. It's an endless cycle. It's a ring. You know, it's an endless.
It's
It's an
very
endless
true.
thing.
And it sucks too because you look at it, it's like 90 seconds commercial. I'm like, well, shit. All right, I'm gonna try to make a trade on fantasy football real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
did you guys see The Grudge or I guess like Dark Water, any of those other movies that came out around this time that were like banking off the success of this?
Yeah, I've never seen The Grudge.
The Grudge, they had Buffy, right, in it.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, yeah.
Those
That one
Buffy.
actually, I was thinking was in the ring because I thought she was showering and the hand comes out of her head.
Yes.
That's
Dude,
the Grudge, right?
I thought the same thing. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is where like the hand comes out of the back of her head." And I was like, "Oh, wait." And then I'm like, "Oh, that's just that other almost identical movie."
Exactly. Had that little Asian boy that purred like a cat.
Yeah, he had this like like that noise he made or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I must have seen that like right around the same time and they've just like meshed into the same movie. It's like the cronut of horror movies. They're just two
Yeah.
of them mixed together and I can't remember which is which anymore. Do you have a favorite part, Zach? Is like anything that stands out to you?
When Brian Cox kills himself,
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, dude, he was really making sure that he died.
He bit down on the bridle even. Like,
You
yeah.
really need like a hair dryer or something, or even just plug an extension cord and just go into the.
He had the generator going too, dude. Like he's ready to go
He's like, I'm
quick.
not letting this bitch get me.
He's like, I don't know how my circuit breakers if they mess up, and
Yeah.
he
He's
took
like,
himself out.
dude, that was wild.
I forgot he was in this. He's pretty good in this.
Dude, yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise. I totally forgot too, and then came out of nowhere. I'm like, he's a good actor for this movie. Good
Yeah.
actor in general.
I like the well when the well closes and you see the ring.
Mm.
That's pretty cool.
That
Yeah.
was probably my like, oh, and also like the ring. Obviously, it means like a cycle. Like it just it keeps going and keeps taking victims as it passes down to people. But could that have meant the phone ringing? Was that when you get the ring, the call? That was another theory people had a while ago. No, it's the call. And it's like, no, it's the ring at the well. It's the ring.
Isn't
It's
it
like
the ring on the table?
the coffee stain ring.
Isn't that why it's called the ring?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think there was a part in the movie when she lifted up a cup or something and
I
left the
know.
ring.
Yeah,
on
had
the
a, no,
table.
I mean the
Yeah.
ring. Yeah, I think the idea behind it is supposed to be it's a cycle. That's
Yeah.
the ring. You
No,
know,
I know. It's not Gore Verbinski being like, you were all wrong. It was about the coffee ring on the table.
here's the coffee ring. Yes. What'd you think of Noah though? That character sucked. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God. Yeah, dude. Like, he's so vain when the guy's walking. He's like, so man, you have kids? He's like, yeah. It's like, how do you do it? He's like, proper diet and exercise. Like, you're the worst dad ever. Like,
Yeah.
he bumps into his kid in the rain and they have that weird exchange where he's like, you're my kid. And he just like walks around him. Remember that?
Yeah, that was bizarre, but also like they just go through like this nutso traumatic experiment, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start to be a good father now that the diapers are over and everything.
Yeah.
And now that I know my son can like no big words, now I'm gonna start being a father. It's like, dude, that's really messed up.
Yeah. I mean, your father, Zach. Could you imagine you don't talk to your kid and you bump into him in the rain on his way to school and you're just like, yo, man? And you just like walk. Like,
I can't because I love my son, unlike Noah. I think he just got like he saw Noah's potential of being an artist. He's like, I could probably bank some money on this kid.
Yeah, he knows the
So-
word conundrum at the age of like 8.
dude, that kid, the fact that he's tying his tie at like 8.
The fact that he has dark circles at 8, he looks like he works at 9 to 5 and like comes home and
5
yells
o'clock
at
shadow.
Naomi Watts like, "Where's my dinner, Naomi?" It's like, "I'm
Rachel.
your mother." Oh, Rachel, whatever her name
Yeah,
is.
he calls her Rachel. You're like, what is this kid's deal?
This kid is like he's a grown ass man.
He is a grown ass man. Dude, he's got his shit together more than his mom. She was like, where's my dress? Where's my dress? And he's like there, exactly what you said.
Tying
Like,
a
tying his
tie.
tie in the mirror, all suited up. He's like, it's got a couple wrinkles. but-
to get the steamer out.
While
She's
Rachel's
walking
running
in-
around in her underwear, being like, "Where's my dress?"
Yeah, and she looks like she got sleep, and he looks like he's been up all night writing TPS reports. And like,
Well, then she walks into to his classroom too. She's on the phone. She's like, "What the fuck, Harvey? Fuck that!" And she's like slamming the door. She's like, "I'm sorry. I'm just a bad mom. I'm sorry."
he's like looking down at her. It's like, this is this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, he's like, "This is
Nope.
what I'm dealing with." To his teacher, as he walks out. Like,
Dude,
yeah,
you know what other movie he's been in?
what's that?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that remake that they did with what's
Jessica
her name?
Biel.
Jessica Biel, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
is he?
Yeah, man. I was like, no way. I had to look it up.
Who's he in
and,
that?
he's like
Farmer Boy or something.
he's the bucktooth kid at the
Yeah.
gas station. Yeah. Yep. With like his father and mother or brother and sister or something probably. And
Well, this
he's
is right around that time. That came out.
Yes, this makes sense. That adds up.
Yeah, so this actually, because Eric, we were talking about how Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like one of the first horror remakes, but actually, and it's just me being a stupid American, this came out before that, and this was a remake of a Japanese film. So this
Yep.
kind of started that whole, Grudge and all of these movies from Japan that people are like, oh, those are scary too. It's like, why don't they just show those? I haven't seen those, but I bet those are, I would imagine, even more scary than this one.
Oh, well, I wouldn't doubt it. They tend to make some pretty good films.
Yeah, man. I would imagine that it's called Ringu, and this one, and then The Grudge, they're both Japanese films that came out in like the late 90s. And
Yeah, 98. That's right.
yeah, they got to be good. Did you ever see the sequels?
Was it rings or this? What's in there? One that's like 2 rings.
It's
the,
just
the,
the
the
Ring
Olympic
2
the
is
Olympic
what-
rings.
Yeah. The Ring 2 is what it's called.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Zach?
I can't quite remember. Is it so there was another thing. Was there a scene where she's like driving her car and then like a bunch of deers just like go nuts and jump in front of her car and start bashing into it?
Not in
second
this one. Not in the first one.
Well, no, I know not the first one, but I could have sworn that was in the first one, and then when it didn't happen, I'm like, huh, must be some other movie. But
Maybe
I
you
don't know,
watched a
is that Ring 2?
deleted scene or something.
Maybe.
Maybe you're thinking, I mean, the horse scene, that I remember that from when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's messed up when it just freaks out. And I mean, like
It's-
that horse freaks out. Why?
Because it feels Samara, the girl who drove all the horses nuts.
She hated the noises that they would make.
Yeah, because she's in the barn.
All right, so wait, I don't know. I kind of want to figure this out a little bit. So Samara was what is she? Is she an actual demon girl that was just possessed by this couple that couldn't have kids, and then she just started killing their horses?
I think she was a girl like Carrie who had an ability to see the future and to hone in a little bit on things. And then they put her in upstairs in that room with the TV. And there's that line Noah says where she wasn't alone, and she was able to somehow use the TV to do all this stuff.
So she was adopted by this Morgan woman or whatever and her husband who couldn't have kids, and they were horse breeders, and then they bring this girl and she's crazy, so then they give her to this asylum where they do all those videotapes, then they take her back and then the mom kills her?
Yeah, dude, she bagged her and tossed her into the
Wh-
well. It's
Why
crazy.
though?
But she's adopted? I thought she gave birth to her. They have hospital records of her giving birth,
Oh, no,
right?
it's of the miscarriages because she had so many miscarriages, and then
Oh.
they go away and they take her and they adopted her and they came back with a girl. And Brian Cox's character goes, "My wife wasn't supposed to have kids because of all the miscarriages."
Mm.
And he treats Samara badly because he didn't want to have kids. And then they bring this creepy girl back, and then the horses start dying. So then they're like, okay, something's up with her. Send her to the asylum. She comes back, and then the mom kills her and then kills herself.
Yeah, that was odd. But I think the reason she did that is because Samara was doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
she has powers.
yeah,
She's able to like mess with you and put images in your mind.
kind of
Yeah.
make you go crazy.
But it's such
Yeah.
a long-winded curse. Like, it's such a long way to have to get people to die is, like, you have to watch this video, and it's at some random motel, and I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
almost like she transcends at the end, like she goes into the TV after she's killed and like is able to etch her mental images onto people through the VHS tape.
I think the plot of this movie is pretty cool. You know, like, it starts off with the niece getting killed, which then prompts Naomi Watts to get involved, and then she drags all these other people into it, but she kind of figures it out a little bit. And it's cool because there really is pressure to this. It's not like in most horror movies that we've watched, Eric, where it's like, "Why don't you just get out of here? Like, just leave." This one's like,
Yeah.
you have to figure this out or else you're gonna die." That is a kind of a cool element that you don't see that often in horror movies.
One thing I
Yeah.
thought was pretty cool was in the kind of beginning when they're at her funeral and Aiden is in her room and he's looking at the TV. Did you guys notice the little flickers that would happen?
There's little flickers throughout this movie. Like
It's not the static though. It didn't look like it looked like it was like a kind of a ghost spirit kind of floating by because it
yeah,
even
because
had
you hear it shuffling behind them
yeah,
at one point
yeah.
too.
But he was like staring at the TV, and this kind of caught me by surprise. And I like watching it the second time around. I thought it was pretty cool. It's like he's standing there, he's in her room, just spacing out this TV. Then Rachel comes in, and there's a picture of Aiden and his cousin on top of the TV. So she thinks he's just standing there looking at the picture frame, but in reality, I think that the girl from the well is just talking to him somehow through the TV, and he's spacing out into the TV. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because he is like, almost every other creepy kid in every horror movie where he
Yeah.
talks to something that's not there. But he seems to know more about what's going on, but he doesn't tell his mom. It's like he's telling her, "Yeah, I talked to her and she doesn't like being in the barn. Just say to her, but don't help her, mommy. Say that."
Oh, I know, right?
And then he's acting like, "You helped her? I didn't warn you, but I'm upset." It's like,
You weren't
yeah.
supposed to help her, mommy.
It's like, why don't you tell me that?
I like the whole copy idea. You make a copy of the tape, and then someone has to watch the copy because what's her name? Rachel. Rachel watches it first, and then she makes a copy. Then Noah watches it, but he doesn't watch the copy. He watches the original. So Aiden watches the copy, which then saves Rachel because Aiden watches the copy. Now Aiden has 7 days to live, and Rachel's in the clear. However, Noah doesn't create a copy, nor does he have someone watch the copy, so he dies.
Yeah.
But Aiden, at the end of the movie, they make the copy, and it ends with what are we doing with this? I guess there's a deleted scene somewhere of them putting it in like literally a Blockbuster VHS sleeve, and then her putting it out in like the employee recommendation shelf.
It's so fucked
I
up.
think that's
And
that's
like,
pretty messed up.
there's so many things you could do there. Let's go to a prison. Let's go to death row. Have somebody watch this tape real quick, or
Yeah.
let's go get like a gangbanger off the street. Hey, check this tape out. You know?
Yeah, my thing was at the beginning, it's like, so this tape is in this random cabin, like why? It's like, oh, because that's where the well is and shit. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's where the worst magician in the world is.
Yeah, right.
He's that bored. It's
Dude,
funny
that guy
though.
was so bad.
If you were like 16 years old though, and this movie hadn't come out, and you were with a bunch of friends, and you guys were drinking and smoking, and you're at a hotel in wherever, and somebody's like, "We should watch this scary tape," like you probably would.
Yeah,
I think we all would for sure.
for
Now,
sure.
now we would be like, I would never watch the tape. It's like, if you're in that scenario and you're young and you're drinking and having fun, and everyone's like, we should watch a scary movie, like you're probably peer pressure will get you.
I don't know. I kind of did puss out even when I went to the movie theater to watch this movie. I couldn't watch the tape.
It's only because you know, though. It's only because you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's a good movie for the time. It was cool. It was groundbreaking for kids our age when this came out. Like this was really terrifying. Everybody was talking about Samara, and I don't know.
Samara, yeah, that was the thing. And then I think not new, but about 5 years ago, there was Slender Man was the new thing.
Yeah.
That was the big like share the YouTube video. If you watch it, kind of shit, he'll come after you. And yeah, this is VHS. This is old school before YouTube really took off. Before you could share links, because then it's like, oh, I got to make a copy. Let me just rip this, put it on YouTube. Now everyone has a problem.
Right. So that's actually, I was thinking that too. Rings came out in 2017 because I was like, this movie couldn't really work nowadays because you're right. People would just put it on the internet and then it would just like, well, now we're all fucked. But the sequel came out in 2017. I have no idea what it's about.
Are they watching VHS tapes?
I don't know anything about it. It looks like it did okay at the box office, but I have no idea like the reviews or anything.
If you could do a sequel, what would you do? Something like this.
Man, I think I really want to know like the origin of this too. I know I always go for prequels, but like I kind of want to see how this whole thing it's like a curse, but why is it affected by technology? Why only technology? And I kind of want to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah. You could tell that it's kind of anti don't watch too much TV, kind of, like don't be one of those people that just sits
No.
and watch TV all day. It has that like TV's
Dude.
bad.
That's what the girls were talking about in the very beginning.
And there's that shot of like Rachel like looking out of her balcony and just seeing everyone just watching TV and just being like drones,
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. But there is one other thing Brian Cox says, and I think this to me was the message of the movie is journalists spreading other people's misery upon the world.
Yeah, like a media thing. Yeah.
It's just taking someone's problem and making it like everyone's entertainment sort of thing. And I think this is kind of it's basically this videotape is the devil or death, and you are unleashing it on the world, and now other people are going to die because of it.
Yeah. I could see a movie coming out in the future where it's like called like Screen Time. If you go over an hour of screen time a day, you die. Like it's this like app that like you download on your phone. It's like, what's this app? It's like, oh, if you download it, scary things happen to you, and you download it. If you go over 1 hour of screen time a day, something comes and kills you.
I was like forgetting Sarah Marshall with that movie that she's in, where they like she picks up the phone.
How can a mobile phone kill you?
Yeah,
ring, you're dead.
Let's take out the batteries. Battle 1. Yeah,
7 days though. I don't know if I could last 7 days in a well with water.
Dude, yeah,
you'd get hypothermia probably. It looks cold.
Your legs would look.
Oh, you'd be
so
done.
gross.
You'd be done.
That scene's scary as hell when the hair just comes up in the well and it grabs.
Yeah. She's like finding fingernails on the walls and stuff.
Gross.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal. Honestly, I'm glad I've seen it. This is not a bad movie. It's not my cup of tea personally, but it's not a bad horror movie.
I was real excited for it, and then it was a little long second time around. Well, fifth time around, but didn't quite connect as it did when I was.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for this movie, and it was 2002.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be regarded as a classic, though. I think in 10 years, younger people will watch it and be like, "Wow, like this is really good." I don't know. I kind of get that feeling from it. But what do you guys think of the video itself, though? The actual Ring video.
I'm glad you brought this up because, dude, that was my first time watching it, so it was badass. It was very artsy. The finger going through the nail and the fingernail coming up. Oh God, that made me cringe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the maggots that turn into like the thousands of people swimming in like milk. That I kind of laughed at that a little bit because I was like, hey, we need a bunch of actors to get naked. And do you mind swimming in milk for about an hour while we film you?
I had to look this up, but it's very like chop cuts, like really quick quick
Yeah.
cuts throughout that tape. But when someone dies, like that first girl dies at the beginning of the movie, who like is all in the closet and like, don't want to go to school tomorrow. um, but like right before she dies, there's about 30 frames of the movie is every frame from that video, one frame from every chop cut in like 30 frames before she dies. It like flashes really quickly.
Oof.
Oh,
That's how they show the clip like one more time there. So it's like almost like mental overload, and she dies of a heart attack. So it's like all the
yeah.
scary stuff at once kills her.
And you know how the scene in the doctor's office, or when she's on camera and he's holding up those like black, almost like film pictures, and he's like, "How did you make these?" I think that's it. Like she's just like, "I think of things," and you see a couple of the images, like the horse and the ladder and stuff. She's like, "I think of things, and then they just are," and that's probably how the tape like got constructed, was just of her like
She etched it herself. She was able to
yeah,
mentally make it.
like a horrible, just horrible montage of things. Zach, just really quick, because you said you laughed at the milk thing. The one scene that I laughed at, dude, I laughed out loud pretty hard actually, is when Naomi Watts busts in about 2/3 into the movie and the little kid's just sitting in the room watching or reading something, and she's just like, and he looks at her, he's like, "Oh," she's like, "Go to your room." Yeah, and he's like, "Okay, fuck," and just like drops something and he's like, "Oh."
Something must be really messed up.
It's not porn, Mom. I swear.
His face is just so like, "Oh goddamn," and he like runs in, runs in the room.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that got
yeah,
me
dude,
good.
that was good. That was good.
Well, Eric, what do you say you spin that wheel?
Yeah, let's spin the wheel. The ring of horror tonight. All right, spinning. We got Hellraiser. Going to Hellraiser. Let's
Ooh.
go. 1987, 6. What is it? 7. Knew that.
You know Hellraiser, right, Zach?
You know what? I've never watched Hellraiser.
You know what it is, right?
Is that where he like needs a virgin or something like that, and he's got all the spikes in his head?
He has
Probably.
little spikes in his head, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pins. There's pins, Zach.
Pinhead.
The pinhead. There you go. I like
All right.
Spikehead.
Spike, yeah, that's better. Thank you, Zach. Thanks so
Yeah.
much for being on the show, man.
Ah, no problem. Thanks for having me, man. This is a lot of fun. I was looking forward to this all day. I even left work early. It's like I got a podcast to do.
It's nice to hear your voice, Zach. It's been a while.
It has been, man. I miss you guys.
Yeah, man. Come on back to planet Earth, man.
I'll try. I'm trying to get there.
We'll see everybody tomorrow for Hellraiser.